Hi, everybody. We are back for your favorite podcast, the Hot Honey Podcast. And we are here with our special guest, Kristen Remenar, children's book author. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, it's absolutely my pleasure.
And filling in for Jack, who had a last-minute emergency, is our producer, Alana Oxford. Thank you, Alana, for jumping on camera at last moment. She was like, lipstick, eyeshadow, hair, dress.
Just so you can say Alana as much as you
Alana.
want. Wow, guys, we're starting hot.
Oof. Anyways, time for a little drinky poo.
Yeah.
Already hot. By the way, for this episode, I was grounded and told by my grand poobah, Jack, that I was not allowed to say a word anymore, basically. So I kind of got in trouble this week for mentioning a word. So I promise this entire episode, I will not mention that one word. Anyway. Promise. I won't mention it at all.
Never happened. We didn't.
God forbid we get any. So, Kristen, I digress. It is a great having you. And you, as I said, you're a children's book author. And by visual, I can tell that you've written a few of them by them being displayed behind you.
Ooh, I know. Price is right, girl. Ooh,
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to be Bob Barker and kiss all over you, but
I will.
Boy, weren't those the days? I mean, you look back. I mean, there were some creepy times going on some game shows, but
questionable. Yeah.
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 Well, anyways. So let's just ask you, your first picture book is Groundhog's Dilemma. Can you tell us about the significance of Groundhog's Day for you and this book?
It is my first book. I wrote because I was born on Groundhog Day, and I grew up here in Michigan. And ever since I was a little kid, on Groundhog Day, the big question was, will the groundhog see his shadow? And growing up in Michigan, it was never a question of, will we have an early spring? Because back in the 1900s, when I was a kid, we always had long winters in Michigan. And I'd be like, come on, early spring. But that never happened. So when I grew up and started thinking about picture books, and my birthday rolled around, and here it was Groundhog Day, and again the groundhog, no matter what he saw, I thought, oh, what I wouldn't give to have an early spring. And I thought, if I'm thinking that, I wonder if there are other animals who would be like, hey, groundhog, I will. What could I do to convince you to stack the odds? Like, what could I convince you to make spring come early? Or, what could I give you to have a longer winter? Well, of course, groundhog he only predicts the weather. He can't change the weather. He only predicts it. But what if groundhog, I thought, was a people pleaser like me and started promising people, well, maybe if I want to keep my friends, well, maybe I could, tell you what you want to hear.
Hold it up higher and put it right in there. There you go.
There you go. So I just started playing with the idea of what if there were different animals trying to sway groundhog's call on the big day? And then, of course, if he's a people pleaser like me, being like, sure, I'll try to make you happy. And then, of course, the big day comes and he's like, I've promised the exact opposite to different groups. And what am I going to do? And that's where the dilemma comes in. That's Groundhog's Dilemma.
So you're the author. Did you do the illustrations as well, or do you have an illustrator?
There is an illustrator. His name is Matt. The illustrations are excellent. And take a look. You can see in the trees, if you take a look, that there are faces hiding in the trees.
Oh, cute.
Matt Faulkner loves to hide all these different little faces all over in the pictures in the book. So when when kids are reading the book, they love to point out oh, there's a face hiding here. There's a face hiding there. So Matt Faulkner is not only an amazing illustrator, He's also my cutie patootie husband.
Oh, well,
No.
that just brought that full circle.
Convenient.
Well, that's kind of
Oh,
fun that not only is it for children, but the psychedelic trees for adults that want to get the book and pop a gummy and have a good time on a Friday night reading your book
exactly.
and looking for faces in trees.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you'll
When I
find them.
and you'll find them. When my editor, she said, she called me to say, "Hey, we're gonna buy your book." And my editor, Yolanda Scott at Charlesbridge, shout out to Yolanda, she actually
Yolanda.
called me on my birthday, which is Groundhog Day, to say we're gonna buy Groundhog's Dilemma. And she said, "How would you feel if we ask your husband to be the illustrator?" Because she knows, not like you live together, like how would that working situation be? And my first thought was, I love his art. I would own all the original art for my first picture book. And we have a joint checking account. Yes, 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 yes. I think it's a great idea. Yes. Give him the
So,
contract.
so
So
on that note, your husband is award-winning illustrator and author Matt Faulkner.
yes, he
So
is.
that's incredible. That's awesome, and congratulations to him on all of those awards.
Yeah,
How
thank
did
you.
you two meet?
Yeah.
Um, I was a children's librarian at the Orion Township Public Library. And every year we hold a battle of the books for the fifth graders. It's a huge deal for the fifth graders. Like we have literally hundreds of fifth graders sign up for the battle of the books and they read, chapter books that we choose. And then they all gather in the gymnasium and they battle it out, answering like the toughest questions we can write on these books. And one of the prizes that they get at the award ceremony is they get to meet one of the authors or illustrators of the
Hmm.
books that they read. So back in 2006, we had chosen, one of the other librarians had chosen Matt Faulkner because he was an author illustrator of one of the books and she knew that he was local. So, my boss, the head of the children's library, couldn't make it that night. I had to MC the whole awards show. So I got up there and I did my song and dance. I had no idea that he was like, she's really cute. I introduce him. He
Hello.
gets up there. He does his whole amazing, thrill the audience. I'm the author illustrator of this book. And the kids are like, oh my gosh. And so at the end of the night, I'm like, you did a great job. And he's like, you did a great job. And then he said, I'm so glad that you hired me because I'm just about to move to California. And this is my last event before we move next month. And I was like, well, this has been great. See ya. And off he goes. I didn't think anything of it because I'm just a lowly librarian. He's an author. He's an award-winning author illustrator. Off he goes.
But with the name
But
Matt
fate had other
Faulkner,
plans.
oh,
Yes.
the
But
name Matt
hey,
Faulkner just sounds like sexy. I mean, it sounds like
oh,
Matt Faulkner, cover of romance novel.
trust me. Trust me.
I want to be called
Um,
Matt Faulkner. Matt
mm,
Faulkner.
well, mm, play your cards right. Anyway, so then 2008, fast forward. Um, Alana and I are both part of an organization, the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, SCBWI. The Michigan chapter holds a fall conference every year. 2008, they asked Matt Faulkner to be one of the main presenters. So they fly him in from California for a weekend retreat. I go as part of the retreat, and part of my job is like I volunteer to help with all the organization stuff. I walk in on Friday evening. I spy him across the room and I figure, I'll go over and say hello. He's not going to remember me. I'm a children's librarian he met once 2 years ago. And I walk up to him and I said, I don't know if you remember. And he went, I remember you.
Oh, somebody had some librarian fantasies.
And so for the rest of the weekend, we just kind of, hey, can I sit next to you at lunch? Well, yes, you can. And then by the end of the weekend, he said, as he was going to be flying back to California, I will court you in letters.
Oh,
And,
boy.
Oh,
and,
Chivalry.
how romantic.
and the next day there were roses on my desk at the library. And that was in the fall of 2008. And then he moved back to Michigan in the summer of 2010. and we got married in the winter of 2010. And
Do you
we've
do
been together
audiobooks for
since.
do you do audio for your books? Do you read for them?
I was a children's librarian, so I'm used to reading
You
aloud.
have such a
Yeah.
great voice. I'm like literally
Oh,
like
thank you. I tell you what,
I
I was like
told you you'd
I
love
felt like I
her.
was
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Send me a copy of something, and I'll record something for you, and I'll read it for you so you can go to sleep.
I was just going to say, I feel like a little bit of Bob Ross action going on right now because you have a very soothing voice. I'm like, we have
I
20 more minutes in the podcast, so maybe don't
I
keep doing that.
I
I'm like,
did. I used to do bedtime story times at the library, so I do have that
oh,
little. I do
that's
have the
fun
touch.
and also interesting.
Miss Kristen magic.
So the same year Groundhog's Dilemma came out, you also published a very different sort of book under the pen name Helen Rath.
I did.
What inspired you to write that?
Well, I was a single mom for a while, and things come up in life. We all have our frustrations, and
A lot of them these
I
days.
wanted to express my frustration and not go to jail. So I came up with this book, Draw with a Vengeance. Draw with a Vengeance, I published under Helen Rath because I didn't want my storytime crew through the library to go, oh, it's another book by Miss Kristen. Oh, Miss Kristen is very dark. Oh no, oh no. So it's just a whole bunch of fun doodle prompts.
Give us an example. All right. So what's your idea of dark? So give us something,
here we
an
go.
example from the book.
So
Hold it higher so I can read because I have your, draw something inside the cake like razor blades or a live possum. Tear the page out and give it to X on X's birthday.
yes.
Oh, so
So the idea
So
is
it's
that
like
Wait,
the idea is that everyone in their life has an X, maybe an
or
X,
many X's.
or many X's. Maybe X is your ex-lover, but maybe X is your boss. Maybe X is a relative, but everyone has an X in their life. So, rather than do bad things, just draw
And get
your
them out.
you're all bad
X.
things.
Draw bad things. Draw X in a variety of uncomfortable situations.
I hate spiders. Just so you know, I
Yes.
have arachnophobia, and I
Right.
literally almost ended the podcast just now.
Well, then, so what you can do
I do
then,
hate them.
like, yeah, so then you just draw
I mean,
whoever you want on that page and be, yeah, and then you can just draw whoever you want on that page and be like, ha, 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 enjoy yourself with that spider. So rather than actually do bad things
I'm
to
gonna
that
get that
person,
sent to me is the problem.
yeah, but
But maybe.
it's, or
Oh,
here.
Jack.
Here, draw X wearing this chastity belt. Don't draw the key. So it's a whole bunch of just fun prompts to put whoever you want in horribly uncomfortable situations, and you feel better and have a good laugh, and you don't go to jail. It's cheaper than
You can do a lot of things
Than a
apparently
lawyer.
these days and never go to jail. So let's not even go on that.
it's right, but it's cheaper than bail and more portable than therapy.
Beautiful. And the
Yeah.
name of the book,
So
once
I have a
again,
question. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Draw with a Vengeance.
Yes. Draw with a
Hooray
Vengeance.
by Helen Rath.
Hooray for Helen Rath.
Kristen,
Yes.
this was the same year that Groundhog's Dilemma came out.
Yes.
You went on a debut dream come true book tour that everybody dreams of when they want to be a writer. But
Yes.
something dramatic happened that made it very different than your dreams. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that shocking situation?
Yes. So in December of 2015, my first two books were published, Groundhog's Dilemma and Draw with a Vengeance. So both sides of my personality got their first two books published, and I was thrilled. The next month, January 2016, I got to go to Boston for an American Library Association conference. And I got to meet my editor, and I got to hang with some of the cool kids, and I got to sign both of my books. And then I got to sit down with my editor and pitch the next book in the series. And she was like, yes, I think we should have a series. Like the Groundhog book is doing great. Let's have a series based on these characters. And I was like, yes. And then an hour later, when we were in the hotel lobby coffee shop area, Matt and I were planning for me to get on the plane. He was going to stay in Boston and do some school visits. I was going to get on the plane, and suddenly all the vision on my right-hand side was gone. And I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I started having trouble figuring out where I was. And I thought, that's weird. And thankfully, my wonderful Matt Faulkner was with me because I had a stroke
No.
out of the blue. We still don't know why. If it had happened an hour later, I would have been alone at the airport having a stroke
Oh,
and not knowing what was going on.
Wow.
But
Wait, so this has been 10 years now.
10
So
years.
you're obviously doing pretty well. Do you still have like
I
signs or?
still have residual issues. I still have um, processing issues. It happened on the left side of my brain, so I can speak fairly fluently about certain things. I'm wearing my shout out. I'm wearing my aphasia awareness shirt because I do have some speech issues, which when I get tired or overwhelmed, I can fake it pretty well for this half hour, but stay with me for an hour. And when I start to get tired, you'll notice all of my
Huh.
quirks and you'll notice my lags. So
So
I can only fake it for 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour, I can fake being normal. But after that, my
oh,
brain battery drops significantly.
quick just interlude. I also have a t-shirt that I'm wearing and um it's yeah.
oh,
So this is my Wrexham shirt and we were at the game last week, but
Nice. Very
just
cool.
uh
yeah.
you know
Ooh.
It says
anyway,
United there, right?
quickly
United. That's all I
I gotta
saw.
I gotta ask a quick question because I will admit I not to my knowledge that I've ever interviewed someone that had a stroke. And
Yeah.
so I want to ask basically the at home question that the first thing that always comes to mind. Did
Yep.
you smell toast?
I did not. That's
They
the whole
always say you
joke.
smell toast. And I
The
think
whole joke about smelling toast,
is that real?
I don't know, maybe
Oh,
for some people, but it sure
Yeah,
wow.
probably
wasn't for
for
me.
some. Maybe men.
What about pennies? Don't they say you taste pennies
Nope.
in your mouth too?
I had
Well, how the hell are
no
you supposed to know you're having a stroke?
That's just it. I didn't have a lot of the common symptoms.
Wow.
So,
Well, this is
exact
also educational today because
right. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different for men or women. Like my face didn't droop while I was starting to have the stroke. I lost immediately all the vision on my right side, and um, it was as if someone had put a curtain here on my face
hmm,
that I
Oh,
couldn't see, that I couldn't move or see past. And and suddenly, like my ability to process or think, like everything got really confusing. Like I couldn't figure out which way I was supposed to turn.
hmm.
And then I started going in and out of consciousness. And then, yeah, and then all of it just
Matt
started to
took
go
over.
So did they say what the
yeah.
cause was? Did they ever find out the cause?
I am a medical mystery.
Wow. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and
today on the Hot Honey
I
podcast,
always
medical
wanted to,
mystery, Kristen Remenar.
I always wanted to be mysterious, but not medically. So
Yeah,
yeah,
not like that.
they checked my brain, they checked my heart, they checked everything. And yeah, it's and they just patted me on the back and said, I guess we'll never know. And I was like, that's not something I want to hear. But
Did you think you'd ever be able to write or publish again?
no, because for the first 6 months, I could barely read.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was awful. My
That has to
ability,
be just very. I, I don't know what else, but like
horrifying.
claustrophobia is one of my worst nightmares. So
mhm.
that seems like that would be very claustrophobic to me in a
It
much grander scale. But
Mm.
let's try that.
right.
I'm not allowed to say
Yeah.
it.
Still nothing. Still nothing.
No, no. It's a nice
No,
shade of blue.
I got nothing.
Okay.
But it's one of those very common cognitive assessments is they show you a picture and say, tell me what's going on. And at the hospital, I couldn't do it. I couldn't hold all of the visual information in my head. And I thought, I'm a children's librarian. This is what I literally do for a living is
Yeah.
say,
That has to
look
be.
at this picture and tell kids what's going on. So I was freaking out. And then, yeah, for the next 6 months or so, for me to be able to, because it started back in the visual occipital lobe, the vision center of my brain, to be able to look at something and figure out, oh, this is what is going on, or to like read a sentence on a page and like hold that sentence information, read the next sentence and remember. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Wow.
So the
But we
fact
see
that
that you have more books.
the
So
fact
you
that
worked through this.
the fact that I have written and published um 2 more with a third coming out since my stroke is like something I never thought I would do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's a medical miracle, which is better than being a mystery.
Absolutely.
You're both.
Yeah. I'll take
So speaking of
the
those books,
miracle over mystery.
so what kept you going throughout the healing process?
Um, just that that this is something ever since I was little that I've wanted to do. I had pitched the hours, literally like 2 hours before the stroke. I had pitched the idea for Squirrel Needs a Break. I had talked with my, editor and we had said, in Groundhog's Dilemma, Squirrel seems really grumpy. Why is he so grumpy? Well, it turns out he's got 3 crazy kits to look after, and he's a single dad. And I was a single mom for a while. Matt was a single dad for a while. We blended our families, and we know that being a single parent can be a kind of cuckoo bananas. So I wrote a book and he illustrated about how it kind of takes a forest to raise a family, and that we all need our friends in life. And yeah, and then I wrote a third book because they said, yeah, let's keep the series going, and we wrote Owl's Fall Feast Fiasco because I really love platypuses and I wanted to sneak a platypus in the story. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if Owl had to throw a feast where he has a platypus come, but Owl doesn't know what to serve for a platypus?
It's been a
Because,
long time since I've seen a platypus.
yeah, well, and a platypus is really cool. Like a platypus is kind of like a bird, but also kind of like a mammal, but kind of
Right.
like a reptile.
So is that the one that's coming out in 2028?
This one's out right now.
Oh,
And
I
the
see
one,
it.
So better get it.
What a
here it
reveal.
is. Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah,
but you have another one that's coming out as well.
the one that's coming
Are you
out in
allowed to say?
2028. I'm allowed to say it. Matt is working on the art right now, and it
You're allowed to
involves.
say it?
I'm allowed.
You're allowed
You're
to say something?
And you're
un,
hearing it here first.
unlike Tim. Poor Tim. Unlike Tim,
Here we
I get
are.
to talk
Drum
about.
roll.
It involves this little guy.
A hedgehog.
He's a hedgehog. His name is Pierce because what else are you going to call a hedgehog? And the book is going to be called Story Time for Pierce. And it's about a hedgehog who has trouble getting his words out, kind of like me
Ah,
sometimes.
very
So
nice.
Pierce um, uh, really wants to go to story time, but he finds it very overwhelming. And so I used to use Pierce in my story times all the time as a librarian, because when Pierce feels very shy, he will curl up into a little ball because that's what hedgehogs do. And all my storytime kids were like, oh, that's magic. But it turns out that Pierce and I have something in common with a lot of kids. I have trouble getting my words out sometimes. And Pierce is like 1 in 142 kids have trouble getting their words out around other people. and it's called selective mutism. So selective mutism is kind of a strange term. It sounds like they're choosing it, but these kids, they're not choosing to not talk. It's they're not just shy. They have such social anxiety that they literally can't get their words out when they're around other people. And to like nudge them forward and say like, "Oh, come on, Timmy, go give your grandma a hug. Come on, Timmy, go talk to people," when they are like 4, 5, 6 years old and they have selective mutism. They can't get their words out in front of other people when they have this extreme social anxiety. They have selective mutism and they just can't talk around other people. At home where they're comfortable, they're little chatterboxes. But when they go to school or to the library or crowded places, can't do it.
Well,
And
now
I
you
know,
sound like the perfect person to understand that from just describing what you went through with your stroke. That, like, you
and
might want to say it, but your brain just says, no, we're not doing this.
I know what it's like to look at someone and not be able to get my words out. So, and I was an elementary school teacher. I've been a children's librarian. I know I've seen so many of these kids who come and just stare. And so I wrote this book for them, Storytime for Pierce.
Storytime for Pierce, available
Yay.
in 2028. Awesome.
2028.
Speaking of just wanting to say something, but this episode was not about me. It was about our guest, Kristen Remenar. But I also have some news that just happened this week. My
What's
children's book
that?
came out. Izzy the Busy Honeybee, written by
Yay!
Tim Rirucka and illustrated by Kobe Tucker, now available on Amazon.
Exciting.
Oh, that's great, Tim.
So Matt Faulkner, hey, look.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Cute. I'm very proud of this book. I'm very proud. So
Congratulations.
thank you, Kobe Tucker, my illustrator, and everyone who supported me to help that out. Izzy the Busy Honeybee, now available on Amazon. Quick
Tim,
little
why
commercial.
did you write about bees?
So
Quickly.
I'm a beekeeper. Yeah, I am a
Really?
hobby beekeeper. I have a couple of hives in the yard, and over the years of trial and error and learning as I went along, I would just start jotting down literally sticky notes, which is a segue to our next segment.
Very
And I put them
nicely
on the
done.
wall, and literally the very first sticky note I wrote on my poster for starting the book is the last page of Izzy the Busy Honeybee. And it's a world without flowers, a world without trees. The world would be no more without Izzy and the bees. And I just wanted to get the message out to kids because a lot of adults have hard heads, especially these days. And, how do you make a difference? I really honestly had no thought in my life to write a children's book. But as you would know, it's such I have my life has definitely changed in the last week. Seeing a kid hold my book, seeing I had a 5-year-old read the book to me, which literally is definitely something that will change your life. It especially after all the hard work you're going to. It has been such a wonderful experience, and I'm very happy and proud. So, anyways, I commend you because I know how much work went into that and how much heart and dedication goes into that. So keep doing what you're doing, Kristen Remenar.
Oh, thank you so much, Tim, and congratulations on your book.
Thank you very much. And now that leads us to
Spin the wheel.
sticky notes. Oh, but actually I almost landed on it. Man, I'm getting good at that now. While Jack is off on an emergency. Anyways, just sticky notes is a flashed round of sticky notes. It's for you, Kristen. There is no right or wrong answer. We just want to get an idea of your personality and your favorite things in life. And so it goes something like this. What is your favorite book from childhood?
Oh, my favorite book from childhood. I loved The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. It's a mystery.
All right.
That's a good
Favorite
choice.
vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot. Ooh, up north, the Lachino Islands, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, it's this tiny little spot, kind of over by Mackinac Island.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I know where Mackinac is.
You know where Mackinac
Been
Island
there
is?
once.
Yeah, there's these
Beautiful.
tiny little islands, quiet, peaceful. Ah, perfect.
Gonna have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So then in that case, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sunset guy.
Romantic.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Moose tracks.
Wow, that's pretty specific.
Yeah. Oh, all the
It's
chocolate
good.
and then more of the chocolate. Mm-hmm.
Uh, cocktail or mocktail?
Uh, I will take a dirty martini any day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your hedgehog named Pierce just rings James Bond also. So it all goes
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Well, this one's not really fair. I was going to ask you, Jack or Tim?
Tim!
Good answer. Oh, and
Hey,
you get some.
Yay!
yay! Post-it notes. Post-it notes.
And last but not least, what is your favorite podcast or best podcast?
Gotta be hot honey these days.
Atta girl. This has been Sticky
Woo!
Notes with Kristen Remenar. And this has
There's
been the
no right
seminar
answers,
with
but you
Remenar.
got them all right.
Yes.
Yay!
Da-da-da-da-da. All right, well, that leads us to our last segment, which is Honey Please. And it's basically a chance for you to vent. And we are all three going to do this. So, Alana, I know we threw you into the host seat today, but I'll go
You
first just to
did.
give you an example. And you're going to be shocked at this one. This Honey Please segment, and you start Honey Please and end Honey Please. This Honey Please goes out to our very own Killarney's Public House because they have on the menu the Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich, named after the Hot Honey podcast. So I, the host, went in there with 3 friends, 4 of us, last week, and ordered the Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich, only to be disappointed to find out it was out of stock because it's now so popular. But I'll tell you this.
Ooh.
Whether you walk in there and claim you know Seamus, that doesn't work. I know Seamus, and I still didn't get a hot honey chicken sandwich that day.
Maybe that's
But
why you didn't get the sandwich.
maybe. Let's talk about birds. Anyways, so Killarney's Public House, if you're out of something, don't forget to reorder it. Honey, please reorder.
Excellent, Tim.
Excellent.
Mine is I have 2 teenagers, so I'm at that phase of life. Been talking to a lot of other parents of teenagers. My honey please is the system they have for getting teenagers driver's licenses these days. I mean, it's great that they're well tested, but honey please, so many of these poor kids are getting anxiety because they can't pass their driving test. The parking portion, like parking in real life versus what they have you do on the parking test it's not comparable. Like you can line up to parallel park with a car when you're on the street. All you get is cones in the driving test. So half of these kids can't even see the cones, so they're failing and then they're internalizing that they're no good, they can't do this. Honey, please find a better way to get these kids their licenses so they're not stuck at home on the computer all the time. That's my honey, please.
Sounds like somebody wants the kids out of the house.
He wants the kids to drive.
So mama can stay home and send them for ice cream.
Do the podcast. Yes, exactly. Moose tracks they can get. All right.
Peanut butter, just for clarity, for me. Peanut butter chocolate,
Superman
really, but
for me, but that's enough.
Ooh.
all right, Kristen Remenar, it's your honey please moment. It can be anything you want.
Ooh, these are all so good. All right. I'll take it there. Honey, please. Stop with all the using AI to make yourself look like all kind of crazy things and then posting it all over social media. Okay, AI data centers, like data centers are already like the scourge of our existence. And like, yeah, we know that data centers aren't going anywhere, but like they use up a whole bunch of water and like we know that data centers are going to be like AI is going to be used for certain things, but like you don't need to use Chat GPT to look up things like, if
How to boil water.
how to boil well, like you don't need to ask Chat GPT, like, what's things?
Yeah. Don't use it to make a poster for your host and then he looks like a crocodile, Jack.
If you want art, hire an artist.
Matt
Honey,
Faulkner or
please.
Kobe Tucker.
Honey,
Yes.
please.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I feel better, don't you all?
Yes.
I do. I do,
Yes.
actually. Thank you.
Kristen
Well,
has that
this
effect
has
on
been
people too.
beautiful. This has been the Hot Honey Podcast with Kristen Remenar. Check out her books, available on anywhere you can buy books.
Anywhere you can buy books.
Thank you for being a guest on the Hot Honey Podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure, and wish you well.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a joy.
Awesome. And on behalf of Killarney's Public House and our other co-host, Jack, we hope you all enjoyed. Check out the Hot Honey Chicken Sandwich that is so popular, it's not in stock. So check that out at Killarney's Public House. It's been a great time. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week.